Hello people, and a good afternoon. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope the afternoon is really good. I'm sorry if you've got a bit of this sun, well, what sun we have got coming through. The news is I think we're change of plans are going to have to be done, I'm afraid. My landlords are my landlords are getting worse, basically. Things ain't going very well at all. They're getting quite bad at the moment. Unfortunately, I have been trying my best. So 1 more second. I'm trying my best to find a way to go and rent. Now, renting, obviously, somewhere else is probably easier. I was going to move from here into one of my other landlords' houses, but obviously the house isn't quite ready yet. Unfortunately, my landlords are being quite horrid, and they're now turning around to us all and saying that they're going to send out letters to tell everybody, as in the people that rent their houses, not to bother contacting them because they are going on holiday. So obviously, yeah, it's that isn't exactly very nice. But I guess again, it's just the way that it is. So I've had a word with my parents, well, my mum, this morning before she goes into work. She's going to have a word with my stepdad tonight and see if they can be my guarantor. If you don't know what a guarantor is, basically what it is instead of just renting out and obviously you know that landlord is obviously relying on you obviously to pay the rent without obviously anybody being there or anything like that, and it's asking you unfortunately guarantors now, because there's a lot of people out there who don't like to pay the rent. I don't know if you ever watched the telly or anything like that, or ever watched the programmes, but it's there's either either can't pay or will take it away. That's bailiffs. And then there's another one saying about houses, bad landlord and slum landlord and bad tenants or something like that. Now, if you ever watch them, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. I have to have a guarantor, so I've just asked my mum if she can be my guarantor, and that basically is unfortunately, it's not the sort of thing everybody wants to do. It's not the sort of thing everybody wants to have, and nobody wants their mum or dad or anybody out there to give out the full details. But unfortunately, a guarantor means that my parents would have to give every single bit of detail, bank details, work details, as in how much they're getting paid for doing their job, how much the wages are, the incomings and the outgoings, you know, what hours do they work, where do they work, where do they live, you know, the house address and stuff like that. How much do they have to pay for the rent, how much do they have to pay for their food, you know, what is the bills going out, you know, if I forgot, say, 1 week, just 1 week to forget to pay for my rent, it had to be on my parents' side. So say like with this place here, I pay £115 every single week. That is not in US dollars, that is in UK England dollars. Yeah, so it's not your S symbol with a line through it. I was more like the go around sort of symbol. How can I tell you what sort of symbol I'm on about? You probably already know. You probably shouting me saying, look, I know what the symbol is. And that, yes, if you do know what the symbol is, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. If you don't know what the symbol is, obviously, then you're going to obviously want to know what the symbol is. So, for those people who do not know what the symbol is, right, I haven't done this perfectly, but there we go. Yeah? So, basically, this symbol here is our symbol. So, I'll put on it UK, England, and then this one is US. So you know which one's which. Okay? So there we go. For those ones who didn't know that, anyway, you do now. Anyway, so I've just asked, so what they have to do is they have to give, obviously, they'd have to give all the address, they'd have to give everything, you know, like their all personal details, and I mean really, not like really personal details, but they have to give in everything, you know, from like what wages come in and out from both of them, what both hours they work between them both and stuff like that. You know, and the bills are obviously, like I said, the food they pay, you know, the extra bit of money that they pay. Could they afford to pay for my rent if I forgot to pay for it? I've never, ever, in all the time I've been on my own, even if I've lived with a guy, I've never, ever, I mean, no man in my life has ever, well, I'm saying never, ever paid rent. Once they've paid rent, and that was about it. I think it started when my daughter was 3.5 years old, when I split up from my ex at the time. So obviously she's like 13 this time, so work out the maths how long that has been. Yes, I had been with 1 or 2 guys since then, because obviously I've had, you know, I had 2 more kids, but I did not have 2 kids with 2 different blokes. I had the same child that I've got with me now. Her there. She had a real sister, so obviously I had 2 more after him. I had 2 more blokes, and then that was it. I had the same children with 1 bloke then. Anyway, the thing is though, they'd have to know all my details and stuff like that, and unfortunately I've been paying off weekly, and I pay off as soon as I get up, or sometimes even when I'm absolutely shattered, and I pay when I'm like getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning, I pay my rent off, and that. So I do it that way, but obviously through these companies, now we've got ones called Mortimer's, Hunters, there's Open Reach, Open Rents, we've got quite a few different type of ones down here, but the main ones we want to, obviously, I don't know which one exactly we're going to go for, but we want out of this town. This town, unfortunately, it's just, I don't like living in this town. It's too small. There's things keep shutting down. If you want clothes, you've got to go to a different town. It's like most of the time now, I don't go downtown hardly now. I get more or less everything, say, you know, like bought over line, because everything now is more or less online. I don't really go Blackburn, because unfortunately Blackburn now, Asians now have taken over Blackburn. They don't like the name Blackburn because it's an insult, and it's it's been Blackburn even well before I was born, so obviously I don't know how long it's been Blackburn for, but it's not the burn, it's the black that they don't like. It's their culture, and they say it's an insult to them. Well, I'm sorry, but you came into, you know, our country, the UK country, and yet you complain about it. So yeah, they want to change it. They want to apparently change it something like Blueburn or white. No, I think somebody said it's going to be Whiteburn. Well, what makes them think that Whiteburn's any better? I'm white, you know. But what I don't get is I'm not, you know, like trying to insult them or anything like that. I mean, I don't care if they want to. I don't care if they're black, blue, purple, pink, yellow, green, orange. I mean, what does it really matter if on the name? But no, they don't like that. They don't like our churches, so they're tearing down our churches so that they can put their temples there. They're tearing down our shops because they want it turning into Asians. You do realise that when Elvis Presley was alive, I actually deleted it this morning. I found out when he was growing up, they actually had half and half. Anyway, I'm going to have to make this part 2 because my time is now running out. and I'll carry on this conversation